So I'm gonna talk about Larry Jones now. Larry Jones, I didn't know who the guy was. I don't follow Stockmo. I mean, Stockmo is such an idiot. Let me explain what I'm trying to do here. The obvious guys, I don't typically like to waste time on, like Stockmo and his little, the little Three Stooges he deals with. I haven't really looked into them at all, just because I believe that people that are going to fall for Stockmo and his little crew are beyond help. They're beyond help. And they're going to have many problems in their entire life that nobody can help them with other than God. And it's funny that, I actually didn't plan on saying this, but of course, Larry Jones is a guy that uses religion to lure in these religious zealots. And we're going to get into that here shortly. So, I typically try and expose a little less obvious, that is to, they're all obvious to me. But you see, because everybody compares these fake investment gurus, right? And they think that, oh, well, this guy is not as bad as this guy's better than this guy. And once again, and some people, a lot of people aren't going to get this point at all. And the point is, there's no comparison. All these guys on YouTube pitching stocks, and when I say pitching stocks, note, I'm not just talking about the obvious method of Stockmo and all these other guys, Zip Trader, which this guy mentions, by the way. I'm talking about people who throw out so-called analysis as well, right? If they're talking about stocks on a daily basis, then they're fake investment gurus. And it doesn't matter if you think that Meet Kevin is not as bad as Stockmo, or Meet Kevin is better than Stockmo, or Everything Money you think is better than Kevin or Stockmo, because they all suck. At the end of the day, if they're not providing you with unique information, unique insights that will allow you to form a competitive advantage, a sustainable competitive advantage, you're not going to beat the market. You're not going to do well. You understand? These guys on YouTube are all very low level. None of it's going to help you. That's my professional opinion. And for those of you who are listening in for the first time, let me just tell you who I am. Going on the 30 years of professional investment experience, having worked on Wall Street, major firms, having and continued to advise multi-billion-dollar funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, endowments, have advised corporate treasury departments as well, worked in venture capital, private equity, and I hold a leading track record, I believe, and I've backed it with money for about 10 years, close to 10 years I think it was, in investment forecasting and analysis in the world. And I predicted not only the financial crisis, and I'm not talking about flapping my mouth here and there, I'm talking about in a thesis like nobody in the world has ever put forth. Okay? So I am one of the top investment analysts in the world. One of the top, and we're talking handful. Now, I don't know who the rest are. I'm assuming there's others out there. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not some YouTube fucking chump. And by the way, my videos, my channel will never be monetized. I don't do business with the devil. I don't do business with the media, the devil. So if you do see ads, it's not me. And I'd like you to install a ad blocker So this guy, Larry Jones, I came across him because I saw a video, and I'll talk about it here. And I'm going to do several streams on this guy, by the way. Several streams today. I might actually start focusing on this guy and look more into this Keenan Grace. I covered Keenan Grace early on, along with Stockmo. And I may go back and start focusing on these clowns. These guys are complete, disgusting, scammer, con artist pieces of garbage. But so I saw this video, and I couldn't even believe how stupid this guy was. And folks, it just highlights once again, he's got 600,000 followers, right? The dumber you are on YouTube, the more bullshit you pitch on YouTube, the more followers you're going to have. You're not going to ever have anybody of true value and insight and intellect that's going to have a lot of followers. Guaranteed, write it down. Guaranteed. Because the audience on YouTube, 99% are complete fucking idiots. That's fact. Now, I can say that because I've been monitoring and observing YouTube for well over a decade. At best, what you might have are fakes. You'll have fakes, pseudo-intellectual gatekeepers and bullshit artists like that, who people think are intelligent. But I'm just telling you, folks, this is the way it works. I mean, take a look at the people with the highest number of subscribers. They're all like former gamers, and now they're like, they were fucking playing video games, and now they're, I don't know what they're doing on YouTube. They got like 10, 20, 30 million followers, right? Or subscribers. So, I mean, this just proves it. This proves it. I mean, this is why I know. I mean, I'm only on here as public service to try and help that 1% that comes across my stuff and realizes these people on YouTube, the fake investment gurus, are fucking frauds. They're here on YouTube to take your money. So basically, I saw this video, and this guy, he was actually, because he's a penny stock pumper, by the way. And we're going to talk about that later on. It's a penny stock pumper. And of course, Stockmo does as well. I haven't seen them do their little streams together, but perhaps that's what they do. I mean, if I start really investigating any of these fucking guys, they're fucking toast. Many of them stand a chance to get into deep trouble with authorities. I can guarantee you that. If not, and when I say authorities, I'm not just talking about securities authorities, the securities regulators. I'm talking about Federal Trade Commission, so on and so forth. I guarantee you that. So, I mean, if I'm pushed, I can tell you right now. I mean, I know the process. In fact, as you're going to see here a little bit later, probably, because I've already seen it, this guy, Larry Jones, he's a paid penny stock promoter. He's been paid. I don't know on how many occasions, but I've seen one, and I haven't looked at many of his videos. He was paid $30,000 to pump a penny stock. And one of the penny stock promoters that was involved in this syndicate of scammers, actually, I reached out to the SEC a couple of years ago and got him in big fucking trouble. Because they were on YouTube pumping their bullshit, and they weren't providing disclosure on their compensation. So I guess they're kind of laying low now, and they're getting guys like this to do their dirty work. You're going to see the details here a little bit later. So essentially what happened, and we're going to get to this later, but let me just give you a little intro. This is part of the intro of why I'm covering this guy. And so what happened was that in order to make penny stock sound good, he actually had the nerve to show charts of Apple and Tesla and say, hey, if you had bought these stocks many years ago, you would have been really wealthy because they were penny stocks. So Apple was a penny stock, according to this knucklehead, 20 years ago. Let me change the chart. And you can see, now you all know the deal, right? So you can see back in 2007, it was $3, right? Anybody know why? Because of the stock splits. You all know how stock splits work, right? When the stock splits, a forward split, what does it do? It lowers the price, right? You understand? So he's saying that this is a penny stock. Apple was never a penny stock. That's a fucking lie. You can't do that. You have to adjust for the split. You can't claim it's a penny stock. Okay? He did the same thing with Tesla. And he did that, made that analogy to claim that, penny stocks are not so bad. And we're going to go ahead and play a little bit of this video here. I want you to hear this. Fucking idiot. Con man.
Marco, Marcia, hey, how you guys doing? I love all you guys. Yeah, why fraud? I'm going to tell you. Yep, I'm going to tell you. Because I am taking my own narrative. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'm taking my own narrative. Let me tell you guys what's going to happen from here on out. I've been telling you guys, just like a lot of other good people out there, that the market is going to be going to slowly start trading down, right? Start trending down. And so what happens is when the market goes down, you got people that will be negative. They're just negative, and then they'll start doing hit jobs, right? And I will never shine a light on anybody doing a hit job. I'm not going to call their names. I'm not, here we go again. I get a call. Hey, man, it's some bony face freak, dog dragging your name. And I was like, hey, man, that's what they do. That's if you put your hand in the dog's mouth and he bites you, that's what dogs do, right? And so what I'm going to do in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be taking a little break. And I'm not taking a break. I'm going on my first vacation in 2 years. But I'm going to be focusing and shining a light on pages you guys have not heard. So we're going to kill it. We're going to kill that noise. We're going to rise above it. Brian, Keith, I really appreciate that, Brian.
And this guy's such a big con artist. You'll see, you watch his videos when he does streams, he gets super chats all day. Because these people are in a cult. And most of them are religious zealots. And I've stated this before, folks. This is one of my golden rules. Anyone who promotes religion with finance and investing is a con artist. Write it down. Write it down. It should be obvious. It should be common sense to you folks. Why? Because they're trying to pull in the cult members. Religion's a cult. That's what it is. Religion is a cult. That's fact. And the people that come out there, oh, praise to God, oh, the Lord, the God bless and this and all that. That has nothing to do with investments. That has no place in investments whatsoever. They're trying to pull in that crowd. Dave Ramsey, that's another reason why the guy's an obvious fucking con man as well. He does the same shit. And what's funny is Dave Ramsey, he might be a Christian convert, but, he's not. And a lot of these guys, by the way, these televangelists, they're actually not Christian. If you look into it, you'll see who they are. Anyway, so anybody who does this, who uses religion as a way to pull people in to investments, is a con artist. It's that simple.
Some of the things that's said out there, and I want to show you guys, right? Some of the things that said out there is, he talked about a penny stock. Oh, he talked about a penny stock. Yes, I did talk about penny stock. I talked about gold, right? And the gold mining company that I talk about, ticker symbol GORO, I talked about that company. Yes. Man, I appreciate you, Charles. You always come through, man. I do. I really appreciate you, man. Much love. Much love. So Ricky Johnson, let me show you what's happening. So I talked about that gold stock, right? Since the market is trading down, I suggested GORO as a stock, right? And I said, we're just going to dip our toes in it, you know? And sometimes I'll talk about us. You guys ask me to continue to talk about high risk plays. Actually, I don't even see this one as GORO as a high risk play. Now, I showed you guys on yesterday what happened to this same company in 2008 during the recession. I showed you when they announced that the recession is here, that it actually went up over 100% based on that announcement because people run the gold. You don't have to do that one. But here, let me show you this. Here's another symbol that you could get. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Jack Jackson. I appreciate you. Hey, learning trading. I want to, man, fighting against me. Man, we praying for you and your health. We're praying for you and your health, the entire family. We're going to pray your, look, we're going to call your name out tonight in prayer. We're praying for you. I believe in prayer, good people. So that? Listen.
You hear that? Praying for you. And you can read the comments as well on his channel. All this religious zealot nonsense. But so let me just mention this. There are people that have suspected he's being paid. I think he might be being paid to have promoted this GORO. So he's basically, this guy is such an idiot. He's saying, well, it went up such and such during 2008. And just because of that, I mean, I don't understand the connection. Are we supposed to be having a 2008 crisis, right? Number one. Number two, it's a gold miner stock. It's a junior miner stock. Junior miner stocks are essentially scams, just about all of them. And they're pushed by a lot of scam artists, by the way. Okay? They're pushed by a lot of scam artists. And many of these junior miners, in small cap, micro cap resource stocks, they're out of Canada. Many of them don't even have any revenues. A bunch of fucking bullshit. And so it's funny because this guy points out, well, I'm going to show you another one. Goldman Sachs physical gold ETF. That's completely different than a gold mining stock. Let's take a look here. Gold Resource Corporation. And you can see engage in exploration, development, and production of gold and silver in Mexico and the U.S. See? It's a micro cap. You understand? You're talking about two completely different spheres of risk. The Goldman Sachs ETF, which holds physical gold, and this thing, right, which is very risky. So I just wanted to point that out. Of course, none of his listeners even know that. And he's also implying that, 2008, we're not going to see something like 2008. Probably, well, in my lifetime. Probably most people's lifetime. I can guarantee you that. This guy's so stupid, he's even recommending gold. What do you think gold has been doing? All these idiots out there, which is about 99% of the people, think that gold is a hedge against inflation. I'm the only guy I know that's come out, and I wrote about it 16 years ago in my book, that gold is not a hedge against inflation. It's not a hedge against inflation. What do you think gold has been doing, by the way, all this time? Anybody bother to take a look? We've had all this record inflation, right? Take a look at the December futures contracts for gold. And you can see, so what's gold been doing? Take a look. It peaked out recently, a couple of years ago, right? Just over 2,000. What's it done since then? It's a 5-year chart. It's a 3-year chart, right? Gold, inflation over the past several months has gotten very high, right? What's gold been doing? It's been going down. Take a look. You see that? It's a year chart. It's a 9-month chart. 6-month chart. Let's stick with the 9. You see that? Let me pull this up here. See the date. Gold has risen. I'm sorry, it's fallen from a high in early March of nearly 2,100 all the way down to 1,700, right? So I'm not going to get into the dynamics of that, but this guy is such a knucklehead. You know, he's read somewhere where gold is a hedge against a market decline, and it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that at all. There's many other things going on, and in fact, gold is selling off, has been selling off all this time because interest rates are going up. Okay, that's why. That's the number one reason why. The dollar's a factor, but you got to understand, what do you think happens to the dollar when interest rates go up? The dollar rises, generally speaking. There's many variables that are involved in currency movements and also in gold. The key thing is to understand when the predominant variable is expressing itself. That's the trick. And that's what top experts like me do. Okay? So my point is that the market can go down. Gold ain't going up. Now, if the market suddenly mounts like a collapse, that's a fear, a panic situation. Gold can rally on that, but that's short term. And if you look at this, if you look at any type of major market collapse, you'll notice gold goes up, but shortly after that, not long after that, it goes back down. It's a short place. It's a short storage, and it's for mainly institutions. They don't stay in gold. But I think it's funny where you're seeing this high inflation, right? And what's gold doing? Gold's getting killed. Why? Because when you have high inflation, folks, it's usually, I think it's safe to say, it's always followed by what? It's always followed by rising interest rates, right? Nobody wants to hold gold if there's no fucking yield, right? All these idiots that bought gold, they piled into gold at $1,900 in 2011. They're still holding it. And they sat there for more than 11 years with no yield, no return. Think about that. So, anyway, just wanted to mention that about this. This guy's such an idiot.
On August 13th, 2010, you could have bought Tesla for $1.22 a share. Now, we've been talking about blue chip companies, right? Big, solid blue chip companies with growth.
No, this guy hasn't been talking. I scanned through his channel. This guy's talking about the same typical bullshit. All these speculative Chinese stocks, NIO, and all this garbage. Other stuff, EV garbage, cryptocurrencies. Anyway, so I just wanted to, let me see here.
Number one company that people talk about when you talk about blue chip solid companies is Apple. So let's take a look at Apple, good people.
He's going to say the same thing.
Let's look at Apple. Look at Apple. Boom, boom. Look at that. Let's go to Max, right? But look at where you could have gotten Apple 1982, September 3rd, 1982. You could have got Apple for 8 cents. Not 80 cents, 8 cents.
I thought it was cents, isn't it? What a fucking idiot this guy is. Clearly uneducated. But anyway, so, and by the way, let me just mention, in case you guys don't know this, you don't remember, you couldn't give away Apple stock back then. You couldn't give away Apple stock in the 90s. Apple was a fucked up company. Apple was a shitty stock and a screwed up company all the way up until Steve Jobs came back. Okay? In, I don't know, 2000 or so. Right? Apple was a very screwed up company. It was a very shitty stock for a long time. And I've talked about this before. And this was basically because of his I believe, his experience with Pixar and he was more involved in media. He understood the importance of media, what he wanted to do. And of course, Apple bought the brick and mortar record company chain. I forgot what it was, Music Warehouse or Music Store or whatever. And they had the rights to that, and they leveraged that with the digital music with their iPod. And that's when Apple began to take off, about 2005, 2004, 5 or so. And then it just, that's really the deal. So Apple was a shitty stock and a not so good company for a long time. But the point is that the shares were not 8 cents. This guy's a fucking idiot. He's either a complete idiot or a con artist, because it's 8 cents because of the stock split. It was never trading for 8 cents. So let's listen to this video here. Should I play some background music? Let's see how this goes. What is he talking?
So for people that tell you that all penny stock are no good, they don't know what they're talking about. So the next time you hear that, you say, there's a little company called Apple that was worth a penny. And had you bought that penny stock.
So you hear that? You like the Chris Sane beats in the background? So you hear what he's saying? He's saying, look, I'm going to show you blue chip stocks, Apple and Tesla. These were penny stocks. Penny stocks are not risky, right? This is a fraudulent statement is what it is. He's trying to convince people that penny stocks are not risky. Folks, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It's fact. Penny stocks are not only risky, the vast majority are scams. The vast majority are scams. Now, I'm not going to get into a lecture about this. I know penny stocks quite well. I'm not talking about distressed securities. There's a big difference between when a security becomes distressed, like, for instance, Bed Bath & Beyond, which will soon come back down to penny stock status under $5, versus a penny stock. Penny stocks are typically dog shit companies. A lot of them, they go public through SPACs. I don't know if you all knew that. The whole SPAC thing, it's actually called the shell companies. Okay? And so they've never done, I mean, Bed Bath & Beyond is going to be a penny stock again. Okay? But Bed Bath & Beyond was a legitimate company for a long time, and it did very well, right? It's a distressed security now, and it is a penny stock, or will be a penny stock, most likely. So there's a big difference between that and dog shit companies that haven't done anything and are ruled by stock promoters. Just want to explain that. I mean, this is just, and the problem, folks, the problem is that these people who are in his cult, this is the danger, because they just listen to this guy and they don't understand how clueless he is. They don't, and how informed are you going to get on YouTube, right? You're not going to really know what the hell's going on. This is, for me, I can't even believe I'm seeing all this garbage, all this nonsense. But let me play this video here.
Good blue chip solid companies that you are going to have for a generation.
He keeps talking about blue chip companies, and here he's, of course, now he's going to talk about some companies that he doesn't really preach. This guy is a bullshit artist, and he's preaching this now as a way to kind of wiggle out of his penny stock pumping nonsense. So
some of the Apple, some of the Amazon that I'm buying, some of the Tesla, some of the Google I'm buying, I'm going to pass it on to my kids, because it's going to be way more than enough for me to live a good life. And I'm going to pass it on to my kids. There is a scripture in a good book that says a wise man or woman leaves an inheritance for his kids and his kids' kids. And so that's what we doing. We leaving wealth. Enough of this consuming everything and not leaving anything for our kids. I appreciate you, Victor Chavez. I appreciate you, bruh. Man, that's a man. I wish I had a name like Chavez, boy. It's Chavez. Hey, Chavez. No. It's Chavez. This is me, y'all. I'm not all, shirted. I'm not all suited like some of these guys that, I'm from West Side Chicago. I got to keep it real. I'm going to jack words up. I'm going to say things. I'm going to misspeak. I'm human. This morning's video, I was talking about the SQQ and the TQQQ. And I said it's an overall stock market, but it's actually the NASDAQ. All right. And so if you zoom in, it's the NASDAQ. And I want to thank the family
NASDAQ
for catching it.
Pinhead.
Right. And so I want to show you guys this too. Look at here. So this was the video this morning. The QQQ is exchange traded ETF, right? It's the NASDAQ 100, right? So that's what it is. But look at this. I want you guys to understand this. 100 largest
See, this guy's such an idiot. And by the way, he was an Uber driver not long ago. An Uber driver before he started his channel. And I want to encourage you all to take a look. In fact, we'll go ahead and do that right now. Take a look at, and you should be doing this on all these guys' channels. I've shown you, right? I mean, of course, you got like guys like Tom Nash who deletes his videos, but you take a look at this guy and see what he was up to a while back. Oldest videos. Here we go. So there you have it. So he's back on YouTube 13 years, 12 years ago, posting songs or something, and so he looks like a failed musician. And then, and so here we go. Investing for beginners 2020. Here we go. 5 stocks to invest in now. He gives that a try. And then he goes, Fidelity 401k tutorial. Now, folks, this is a guy, like all these investment gurus on YouTube, no investment experience, no professional investment experience, never worked in the investment world. It doesn't have a fucking clue. Was driving Uber. I mean, tell me that this is not a scam. And we're going to get to his scamming here in a second. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on at all. I mean, if I ever did a video on dollar cost averaging, I'd probably like jump off a bridge in shame. Like, why would I explain something so fucking stupid? Like, if anyone needs to have that explained to them, honestly, don't ever invest, please. You're going to lose your ass. Really. I mean, that's something, I'm not saying you know what it is naturally, but, can you look it up and see what the definition is? You need to have someone explain it to you? I mean, give me a break. And, that, of course, is to lure in the dummies. Of course, Everything Money does this. They have several videos on dollar cost averaging. They probably have at least 3 or 4. We could take a look right now, as a matter of fact. Let's see what they've got, just for curiosity. There you go. 1, 2, 3. At least 3. There you go. I was right. Anyway, so we're gonna stop this now with Larry, this stream, and I'm gonna continue with. I've got several more streams planned for Larry. I've got excerpts and some videos, and we're gonna talk about his penny stock pumping, and we're gonna show you his paid pumping, his compensation as well. And I mean, there's a lot to look into this guy. I spent about an hour looking over this guy. So if I look a lot more, obviously I'm going to uncover a lot.